The next exercise deals with the image portion of the website. This is exercise 2, so I'm going to go ahead and download that. This is going to take a little bit longer to open up. Now, when I go to this file, whoops, let's show in Finder here. When I open this file and I look in my folder here, what you're going to see is a number of items here. One thing I did not do in the prior exercise, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Yoga Sangha website here. Right now, I only have a yoga_sangha.html, but in the prior exercise, it did say to create a new images folder. Now, we didn't need that before, but I do need it now. So I'm going to go ahead and create that new folder, and I'm just going to call it images, because I want to make sure, this is one thing a lot of beginning students do, is that they put all their images on the root level here. This is the root level right here. And what that ends up doing is it creates a lot of clutter in this area. So you want to extract your images to a separate directory. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take all of these images with the exception of instructions, that's not an image, and I'm just going to click and drag them over to my images folder. Okay, so I want to get that out of the way right off the bat. Collapse that down. Now, I'm going to open up the instructions. Now this, I would say, is probably the easiest exercise. Not a lot going on here. I do want to call your attention in Dreamweaver. If I refresh the browser and I look in my images folder, you will see though that I have a number of images in here. All right, so that's the first set of instructions. The second one is open this Yoga Sangha page from last class, which it is, and change the background. Now in this case, I'm going to change the background to this color right here. Now there's a number of ways you can do it. You can go to Modify Page Properties, go to your Properties bar and click Page Properties. However, because this is such a simple little procedure, I can also, by the way, go over to my Style panel. But because this is such a simple procedure, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my Style Code area. And like I said, here's my Style panel here. I'm just going to drag that up a little bit. So you can see my properties are here in my Style panel and here in the code. And you can change that. There's my background color there. It's that light yellow. You can change that either in the Style panel or you can change it over here in the body like that. So you should now have a light green background color instead. Notice too that in the code background body color there, that's been changed. I could have just clicked on that and changed it that way. Okay, add BG-JPEG as the background image with no repeat. Now, background image best, again, I can do Modify Page Properties, go to my Page Properties dialog, go to the first one, Appearance CSS, and then I can choose my background here. I'm going to not use this interface anymore. I'm going to go to the more proper one, which is over in the Style panel. Both will accomplish the same thing, but as you can see, there is a slight difference in the interface here. I want you to get comfortable with this interface because this is the one that we're going to be using most of the time. So I'm going to go Background, Browse, Images, and because I now have this in the Images folder, this is all very easy to get. BG-JPEG, and what did it say? No repeat, no repeat. What else did it say here? Background image, no repeat. Okay, and click OK. And now you can see that I have this background image here in the HTML. Next set of instructions. Delete the Yoga Sangha title text. Keep it aligned center without moving the cursor. Insert title GIF. Don't forget the alt tag. Now in this one, I'm going to copy this Yoga Sangha, just one little bit. Now what it's saying is delete the H1 tag. Do not delete the tag because we're going to use that. So I'm going to delete that. That keeps my cursor within that tag so it's still center aligned. Then I'm going to go to Insert Image, and then I'm going to choose Title. And then this is where I'm going to paste in my alternate text. Now a couple of things happened here. By not deleting the H1 tag, this now gives my alt text H1 property for search engines. So rather than having to recreate the whole tag and apply the class and all that, because I want to keep the center aligning going on here, I just popped in the image as opposed to the text. Insert a horizontal rule. So now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrow key to the right, hit return, and then this time I'm going to use the horizontal rule interface for Dreamweaver, and that will just pop that right in there. Place the cursor right after the H3 tag starts Anusara Yoga in the heart of San Francisco, and insert this one, Kachi Small JPEG. I'm going to take the alt text here, copy that. I don't like to type, so I'm going to use this interface. Again, I can go Insert Image, or I can just click this little box right there. That will open up the interface, and I'm going to open that, and my alt text is going to be Kachi Image, and click OK. Now, first problem here. Create a class style, float left, and apply to the image. Float left, padding right, 10 pixels, padding bottom, 5 pixels. I may have to refer to that again. So I'm going to select the image, and as you can see, I don't have my little CSS options here, so I am going to have to go over to my CSS dialog, and I'm going to create a... Now the problem is that this wants me to create a compound style. I'm going to create a class style. And the class style is going to be float left. We're going to have to create a float right style eventually too. Get rid of that quotes. Float left and apply the image. Float left, padding right, 10 pixels, padding bottom, 5. So that means I go to the box category. I'm going to float left, padding right 10 pixels, that's so that the text doesn't butt up right against it, and padding bottom 5 pixels, and again that just makes sense. Now what happens when I float this, notice that it didn't automatically apply. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go to my class, and I'm going to have to select float left. Now as soon as I do that, notice what happens is the text wraps to the right of the image. Nice little space after the image, so forth. Next one, place the cursor after the block quote tag start and insert Studio Om JPEG, and I'm going to just select and copy the alt tag here, create a class style and float right, and we're going to do the same thing. Now that's here. That puts my cursor right before here. Notice I'm putting this on the left side, but this is going to float right when I get finished with this. Insert image, Studio Om. Here's my alt text. Click OK. And boom, got the same problem and same solution. I'm going to copy and paste the float right name there, and I'm going to create a new style, float right. Yeah, I always forget. Here, box, we are going to float right. Now, because this is on the right-hand side, my padding has to be on the left. 10 pixel padding on the left, 5 pixel padding on the bottom, click OK. And then select the image and apply the float right class. And again, as you can see, text wraps. We're going to repeat this process one more time to the H3 announcements. This is Jane image. That's my alt. And it says float left, but the beautiful thing about this is I've already created that right here. So all I have to do is apply that. There's my Jane JPEG. Click open. There's my alt text. And then I'm going to select this. Now, one thing I did want to mention, notice that the image is inside the H3 tag. And the reason why I do that is because if I were to put it outside the H3 tag, then the H3 itself would add space to the top, and it wouldn't align to the top. By putting it in, that means the image and the text will align to the top, which makes it look a lot nicer. So now I'm just going to do float left, and now this is just a real simple process of adding places. Insert the cursor after H3 in feature right here, and this is going to be a float right. Alternate headstand image, and that is going to be right here. This is going to be a float right. Notice I'm just going back. This one's a little bit larger, but I'm just going to select it, and this is my float right. So that just compresses the space. Notice how much space I'm saving by making the text wrap. Now, the last one, there's a little trick to this one. This is in Contact Us. We're going to do the serif following. We're going to copy the alt text here. Now, I added a little something extra here. This is, I need the image 223 by 142. Now, I want to stop right here and go to the folder that I created for this. If I look at this image, you'll see that it's 1008 by 645. There's a difference in size. This was a little gotcha trick. So I'm going to open this image up in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, here, I'm going to go up to image size. See, I need to optimize this image. So that's a test for what we were talking about this. And the image size was supposed to be 223. Now notice that it says 142 pixels here and it says 143 pixels here. That was just a disconnect with the earlier version of Photoshop. So don't worry about that little extra pixel. It doesn't matter. That's the size it should be. I'm doing this with Photoshop. That's the important point. File, save for web. This is best served as a JPEG. High quality, that's fine too. Click Save, and we are going to go ahead and put that inside my, where is it? Yoga Sangha 2 images. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save over the actual image here. So back to Dreamweaver. This is after H3 and Contact Us, which is down here. It's this one. Same process. I'm going to insert the image, serif following. Notice I have two because when I optimized for web, it automatically gave me a web safe name with a hyphen in there. You want to use that one, by the way. Let's copy the alt text. May already be on the clipboard. Click OK. And then we are going to apply, float left, and there you go. And that is it. So let's just take a quick look. This in Firefox.